Step number 27, we're going to go ahead and attach the axle assemblies, transmission assemblies to the frame, tub chassis. What's important to note here is that whole thing with the front and rear gearboxes. Remember that the rear one, if you're looking at it, we'll just do it that way. You got to remember where this servo arm's pointed. It's pointing in that direction. It tells me this is the rear one. And the way this works is it's got these two things there, retainers, and then you're going to snap these onto these two balls on the tub chassis. Okay. And then in addition to that, we're going to take these steel retainers, and those are going to go on to these balls like that, and then Loctite, of course, and screw it all together. We're going to do that 4 times. Step 28 and 29. 28 is putting together these shocks. And let me tell you, these are extremely, extremely sophisticated. So basically what you do, put that shaft into there, that bolt, and this is going to snap into place like so. Line up the stuff and snap it in. Of course, it wants a little bit of lubricant. Okay, man, these are nice shocks. Okay. Alright, anyway, so now you put the spring on, and then this fancy rubber spacer. Actually, you know, I'm going to do this in a different order. Maybe. There it goes. What a pain in the butt. It's stuck on the threads. There we go. Spring goes on. Loctite. Nut goes backwards, if you want to call it that. And then thread it into this. That's it. I'll tighten all that up. Okay, at some point during this build, I forgot to put in the steering servo. I skipped right over the step. It's no big deal. Just orientate it the way it says to, stick it in there, and then the holes will line up. Note though, if you get these pieces, these two pieces in here backwards or not aligned properly, it will not work. So take note during those steps. Alright, I'm going a little out of order here. I'm going to glue these tires now. I've already done one side. I'm going to show you real quick. I might do a video all about gluing tires. There's different methods of doing it, different ways of doing it depending on your application. If you're racing, you wouldn't probably want to do what I'm about to do here. When you're racing, your car is going fast, you got a 10 scale buggy doing 50 miles an hour, you need to lay that glue down and make sure that tire doesn't come loose. This truck is going to be a shelf queen, so I'm going to show you how I lay the glue down and make sure that it's presentable. It looks nice. I'm not going to get glue all over the place. So let me zoom in just a little bit. Okay. Perfect. So I've been using, from A-Main Hobbies, this is what I've been using. This is good stuff. And it's also cool because in the cap, see that needle? That clears out and plugs the hole for the glue. Makes a nice tight seal so you don't end up with a brick. So my whole goal here is to be, I want this to be secure, but I also want it to look nice. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to pull this back real hard and just put a dab in there. Now I can see it flowing. Alright, now you got to be quick while you're doing this. And the whole time I'm watching, I can see where it's flowing. And I'm basically letting it flow to the next spot. And then see, it just blew a little bit of glue out. And there I am back to the beginning. That's it. So you do it fast. And a little goes a long way. And then what you're doing is you're watching it flow, okay? And then wherever it flows to, you go just 5-10 millimeters past that and put another drop. And practice makes perfect. Okay, it's not. You might not get it the first time, whatever. You know, I'm still not good at it. I missed the spot right there. I got a little bit of glue in there. Let's do one more. So again, fast, consistent. So boom. All right, see where that is. Boom. Just putting a drop in, then rotating. Hear it crack. Don't know if you heard it, but that means you're back to where you begun. Alright. Alright, again, I'm skipping ahead just a little bit. I'll show you why here in a second. I'm going to go ahead and put the tires on the truck. Basically, you cut out this, excuse me, this adapter here from your parts tree. Those holes lock into the rim. Okay. Maybe, if I can get it lined up. Anyway, other than that, we'll go on to the axle, which you'll need an axle nut. So I'm going to go and then, put the tire on. Pretty obvious. I'm going to go ahead and do that 4 times. So I know you're wondering, why did I skip ahead and put the tires on? Here's what happened. Even with measuring out those pieces of linkage, when I hooked it all up, it kind of looked like that. Okay, and there's one servo that feeds both, both axles, so obviously I had a problem. So what I had to do is make an adjustment to the front linkage. And so I put this servo straight up and down, and then I made my adjustments so that now it's nice and pretty straight. It's close enough. I can fine tune it later, and then now I can snap that back into place. I wanted to do that first because the next step is to put the electronics in, and this is at the bottom of the barrel. So get this solved, and then we work up and start putting the electronics in. Alright, I went ahead and installed an XT60 connector, because that's what I use, on the stock ESC that came with the kit. I did a bunch of stuff off camera, not a whole lot, but I went ahead and routed the wires for the ESC and screwed in this top plate. It's all step 30. One thing I wanted to show you is that the tape that they give you, this black 3M stuff, it is sticky, so you don't really need to use a whole square of it, okay? I just used 2 small strips. So here's the chunk that they give you. I just cut 2 like 5mm strips. I'll go ahead and place that down. That will be more than sufficient for a car like this. If you're doing some heavy bashing, maybe you want to use more tape, but honestly in the past, even with heavy bashing, I've used strips of tape like that with no issues. Just remember, make everything nice and clean with rubbing alcohol. Alright, most of the electronics are installed now. I'm just dealing with the battery. She's a tight fit. It's a 2-cell LiPo. You can see it right there. And obviously, it is not compatible with this particular setup because it's a style where you plug in your bullet connectors. So what I'm going to do is make new holes. Alright, so I made them nice and big. Should fit a wide variety of batteries. There you go. Just plug in my leads. Good to go. Alright, I'm a Spectrum guy. As you can see, I've got my bind plug in. It's an SR200. I'm going to go to the bind option. Go ahead and bind that. I named it Clodbuster. You can see a problem there. I'm going to have to reverse 2 of my motor leads. So they are backwards. So we'll go ahead and do that, then we'll set some travel. Okay, I swapped the 2 front wires, or the wires going to the front motor. Got everything set up. Ended up with 105 on the end travel adjustments. It ain't going any further than that. The steering on this thing is bad. So I'm going to go ahead and tighten up them steering servo, or the servo savers. I'm going to basically just lock them down and hope to get a little bit better. But now we got a functioning Clodbuster. Pretty cool. Next up is to do the body.